it's obviously it's a big four-engine German airliner, and they've converted it to a bomber for the war, and like they've stuck gun pods on it and gunner pods, and they've got bomb bays in there and stuff. But it's when you look at the cockpit windows and the nose design, it just looks like a modern jetliner. So if we can get a picture.
I assume you've seen those Nazi documentaries about all their experimental aircraft and UFO shaped
a lot of them,
and stuff. Yeah, what do you reckon to
that? It's
should put that in the game.
To assume that they. I mean, if you look at some of the stuff that they actually made and put into service, like the ME-162 or the fucking shit, the 229, the
Numbers.
flying wing. Yeah, the twin jet flying wing thing that was literally a stealth bomber, but it wasn't a bomber in the war. They didn't make it as a bomber. It was like an interceptor. So it was just a flying wing with 2 jet engines and some cannons, and it was all made of like wood and fabric, so you couldn't see it on the radar. But the ME-162 is or 163, sorry, is the little rocket plane that would streak up, like destroy bombers, and then just come down and land on skids. That had no tail as well. So they made stuff like that and actually used it. So all the shit that they didn't use must have been even crazier. That's the bomber they added for the Germans. I mean, look how much that looks like a modern airliner if you look at the overall shape. Now, all you've got to do to turn that into a Boeing, like a modern Boeing, is swap it for jet engines and move the wing back a bit.
Yeah. No, but I mean
But that's an aircraft that they had been using. That's an aircraft that the Germans were using before World War II. That was an airliner. So the Germans had the designs they're using from like modern American and British and European, like all the other, like Airbus and Boeing are using for modern airliners now. The Germans were using that back then. So it sees how far ahead of their time they were. And that's just for civilian shit.
But what about the sort of spherical shaped aircraft? Have you seen those?
Yes.
What the hell are those?
I've seen several different ones that are like that sort of weird shapes. But
what happened to them?
No, they never got off the ground. They never really they never used them basically. Because they didn't have time.
Sure.
They run out of resources, mate. That's the problem.
Or was it that was one of those things that landed in the Nevada desert? No?
It may have been.
It's the right time period.
That was a bit too long after the war, though. Really, maybe it was like the Americans using it.
1940. When was it?
What, Roswell?
1945, wasn't it?
That was in the late 50s. No.
Was it? I can't remember.
Hang on. Right, Roswell UFO incident, 1947. Okay, yeah, that's not that far long after.
2 years.
But that would have been. To be fair, that would have been if that was to do with the same stuff.
With it, yeah.
It would have been Americans like crashing and basically failing to try out, like interfering with all the stolen stuff, all the looted tech they got from Germany after the winning the war. They'd take all the shit back and then try and use it and fuck it up. All those live aliens they found are probably just like hideously mutated Americans. You know, they'd find this flying saucer and they're like, yeah, let's take it for a test flight. Fly it out there and crash the fucking thing. And then people think, oh, we found a live alien. No, it was just like a Navy test pilot covered in fucking radioactive goo from an anti-gravity machine or something.
Some spastic being a twat in the desert.
Hideously mutated. They think, oh my god, it's an alien. No, it's just a half-melted, half-dead human being. But yeah, this is the.
Well, yeah, it makes more sense. It's better for the public to believe it's aliens, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is the crazy one that they fucking made and actually works. That's the stealth bomber, and that's the one that the Americans again took the technology from this thing, and made the B-1 stealth bomber. So, or the B-2, sorry. Exactly the same technology.
Fair play. Germans were fucking smart, basically.
Yep. Then,
well, they still are, really.
You should have your own radio shows, like Radio 4 in the background.
Fucking.
Get involved then.
Fuck did you come from, mate? Didn't even know you were alive.
Alright.
What happened to Spastic then?
And
What
then.
did Rommel?
Apparently he's gone to pick up a chick in Siren. Siren. When does that
Right,
ever happen?
then there's this thing. You'll recognise this one. This is one they made. They made several of, and they used it, and it was devastating because nothing could catch it.
What's this?
That's
What's
a fucking rocket. It's a rocket fighter, or a rocket interceptor. That's powered by a chemical rocket.
German.
Yep. Those things worked amazing. The only problem is that the fucking chemicals in the rocket were held in fucking glass balls, and if they landed a bit too heavy, or they got shot in the wrong way, or they just basically if they got a bump, sometimes the things would fracture and the fuel would mix and it would just explode. But I mean, look at the fucking thing.
Not ideal then.
No, but when they worked, they fucking worked really well. But I think personally, I think the most impressive one is the HE-162, which is this next one. Let's just get a good picture of it. This one is the the Heinkel 162, and just look at the fucking thing. If you could ever imagine like an A-10's little brother, that would be this.
Fuck's that on top of it?
It's a jet engine.
Alright. I thought it was like another plane that detaches.
Yeah. I know it looks like it, but
Like
no,
a
it's a
Bird
single
4.
jet. It's a jet-powered little fighter interceptor thing. It's got two 20mm cannons in it, but if you look at those wings, like it's got the little the drop tips on the wings and the angled tail plane and all this little bits and pieces. The technology in this thing is so good, and this thing was really, really, really good. I mean, nothing could really catch it. It could outmaneuver almost everything, and the only problem they had with all these fighters and stuff is that their jet engines weren't very reliable because they were basically copying a stolen British design. Because of course, as we know, Mr. Whittle invented the jet engine, and then the military stole it from him. But the Germans couldn't make reliable copies of the jets. So yeah, they had really, really good stuff, but they fucked up basically. Right, hang on a second.
So that's your favourite, is
this
it?
thing. Well, that's my favourite out of all the German jets, yeah. Because all the German jets are all World War II stuff. But all the other jets are much later, so the Germans get the earliest jets. Now, this is the crazy one. This isn't the jet, but this is just a crazy aircraft.
Okay.
Because it's just showing what the Germans will do. Right. Yes. That's very appropriate, actually. Because look at that.
Play?
Yeah, so it's got
Bit
two
released.
8mm machine guns just so they have something extra, but then a fucking 75mm cannon. It's just like, hey, we need a flying tank gun. Okay, let's just put a tank gun on this plane.
Yeah, is that how fast does it go though?
This 273 miles an hour.
How the fuck are you supposed
So
to shoot anything at that speed?
Well, you dive down at it. You dive down at it, and then
Just
you
hope
have
you-
273 miles per hour
hope
plus
to
like
fuck you hit
3,000
it.
mile per hour muzzle speed. Well, it's a big gun, and it's pretty accurate, and it's lined up to that little sight you see. It's got a scope.
Oh, that, yeah, that's like...
The HS-129. Yeah, it's a ground attack thing.
It's cannon.
It's a fuck you gun. That's what it is. Because again, I've watched some videos and streams of people using this, and they're just like, let's just go and play a realistic battle, which means that you've got realistic damage and handling instead of arcade stuff. And then like you're not allowed to full auto. They just snipe things with that. And I've seen someone get a lucky hit.
Like, you're gonna get butt raped and that.
Well, no, the idea with that is an energy style. So you've got to you get the dive on, get your speed up, come down, shoot at something, then just pull up and get the fuck out again, and don't lose your speed. Don't stay down there long enough. But I've seen someone get a lucky shot on a Mustang with one of those, and the thing just came apart. Right, so he popped a shot and managed to get it straight into the main spar of the wings, and the wings just fucking came off. It was like someone had hit a fucking dragonfly with an axe.
Have you done that before?
What, hit a dragonfly with an axe?
I bet you have.
No, I haven't. Come on, you can't think I'd do anything. I wouldn't. No, come on.
I bet that's exactly how you spent your childhood.
I'm not a prick. I don't get fucking random acts of violence against useless things. If a dragonfly landed near me for long enough for me to have the opportunity to hit him with an axe, I'd probably be like too busy going, "Wow, a dragonfly's just sat there. What's it?" Yeah.
If I saw anyone kill one of those, punch them in the fucking face.
I know. Yeah, so don't fucking hurt them. To be honest with you, mate, I feel bad when I step on a snail. I'm like, I just killed something I didn't even mean to. Shit.
Nah. No, it's just
It's
a
walking
slug,
out, it's
isn't
like-
it?
No, but it's like crunch. Oh, fuck's sake. It's like, that thing's dead now. It was alive and now it's not.
Now
But,
it's bird food.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, there's some pretty funky stuff that goes on with the old ground attack aircraft. I mean, shit, they even took their little... you got to know the ME-262, their twin-engine jet that they pushed a lot of them out.
I know fuck all about planes, mate, I'll be honest.
You'll recognise it. I'll fucking... Hang on. It's the, like, most common... the original German jet fighter, like, except this one's just got a massive gun in it. Again, so... No, it's not as big as that last one, but it's fucking a 50mm gun.
What's the point in having guns on a plane, though? You want bombs in planes to drop them.
You
below.
can't. You can't. It's very difficult to hit other planes with bombs. Although I have done that many times.
Just fly over it.
No. It's even better than that. Wait, I was in a. It's a massive. It's a thing called a PBY. It's a flying boat bomber, and what I did is you can set custom fuse timers on your bombs so they don't just go off as soon as they hit things. I set a 2-second fuse timer on my bombs so they go off 2 seconds after they hit the ground. I was flying along like right on the almost on the ground, about 100 meters, and there was like 3 or 4 fighters came down behind me to try and try and just shoot me down because it looked like an easy target. I just started dropping 1,000-pound bombs, and they would so I'd be like drop, it'd hit the ground, 1, 2, boom. And the explosions just literally popped up right underneath the people that were chasing me and annihilated them. It was hilarious. So I basically carpet bombed aircraft.
Yeah, well, you can do it on Battlefield, so...
Oh, you can hit things with the bombs, but it's just an impact then. The best thing I've seen for that was a video I saw of a guy in a torpedo bomber, and he was being chased by something, and the torpedoes are fucking heavy, so he dumped his torpedo just to get some more maneuverability to escape. And the torpedo smashed through a random biplane that flew past him. Just like knocked the wings clean off it. It was like, oops.
You complete that game then, you just keep unlocking shit, is it?
Well, there's loads of stuff to do, like, but because you unlock different aircraft, then you unlock like upgrades and stuff.
Is this all from the game? These pictures?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, for fuck's sake. I've got to retake that screenshot because I've accidentally copied something else. Wait for it. Click.
Graphics aren't too bad, are they, really?
Yeah, graphics look beautiful, mate. Look really good. And the view distance is amazing. The detail on the ground is amazing. It's really good. It's just really good. I mean, it's got cinematic style, like photorealistic clouds almost. You're flying around in the shit. Yeah, day battle, night battle. You get different rain, like weather and stuff. Okay, so yeah, this is the 262. This is the most commonly sort of shown Nazi jet. It's the first one they actually managed to get to work, but that's a version that's just got a massive gun in the nose. So that's another one that's an attack aircraft.
Oh yeah, that looks German.
Yep. But the HE-111 is probably the... oh, hang on, I haven't even shown you the... showing you mine. The Stuka. You're gonna love it because, of course, I've got a fucking an interesting paint job. So
You get skins for your planes, like.
yes, you can. You can customize the planes. Like you get decals and like stickers, and you get custom camouflage that you can choose from or buy from the shop, and then you get you unlock different decals like numbers and icons and like decorative shit that you can stick on it, like up to 4 decals. It's you can do some really cool stuff with that by overlapping them and all that different crap. But you can also have a custom skin yourself that only you can see, so it's just for your own enjoyment.
Yeah.
But custom skins don't show to other players, but all of the decals and the option camo that you got on there does. So, okay, so now.
So you can't have like a picture of Hitler on your plane then?
You can, but no one else will see it. But, right.
It's still a bit shit.
There's not even any. There's no. I don't think there's actually even any swastikas in the game. It is. They have the Iron Cross instead because they got to. They got to. They got to have people be able to play the game in Germany, and it's fucking swastika's illegal. But yeah, this is the plane I've been flying. It's got fucking double
symbol
20
is
millimeter.
illegal, like.
Double 20mm cannons underneath in the pods. And there's another 2 one in each wing that's normally there.
That's the independent symbol, isn't it?
Which what? Who? When?
Skater symbol, that like cross thing.
The Iron Cross.
Yeah.
That's just a classic Germanic symbol. It goes. It's like all the way back to paganism before Christianity and shit. It's ancient.
Alright. It's also on skateboards.
Hmm. Right, so that's those pods. There's another version of those gun pods that have got 6 8mm machine guns in each.
Some manga chick on the side of it.
That's Bismarck. Not that you'd understand why.
Of course.
That's Bismarck, mate. Only I can see it.
Can you put that stuff? Oh, right, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's a custom skin. No, other people can't see it. Otherwise, that'd be a bit much, mate.
That'd be amazing. If you could customise your planes. Yeah.
You think that's bad? Wait till I show you what's on top of the wings. I've got some seriously, mate. I've got some skins that I don't really use anymore because I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I'll get that. I look at it, I'm like, no, this is distracting. But yeah, check out what's on the rings. Look at that. That's on top of it. That's the other view. I see that whenever I'm turning. Yeah, that's an anime girl version of Battleship Bismarck.
So I reckon in war that would be a good distraction. Like,
Well, yeah, you've seen that in Metal
men,
Gear
isn't
Solid. They use that in Metal Gear Solid, don't they? Because in Metal Gear Solid you can put down a porno mag and a guard will walk up and see it and you'll get distracted and like giggle and read the magazine.
yeah, of
You
course.
can sneak past him. It's like, hey, there's a copy of Playboy on the ground over there. Yeah. But yeah, there's also
The military
the
should
Dornier-
actually do that. Just
just
Instead of-
airdrop porn.
instead of having camouflage, just have like porn like playing on there. Hide behind a screen of porn. Like.
Now this is this one doesn't have any anime chicks on it, unfortunately. But I'll just show you the front of it. This is a Dornier 217. And this is another ground attack aircraft. So as you can see, it's got 4 8mm machine guns and 4 20mm cannons in the front.
Aye.
So yeah, I can ruin things in
So
front of me.
absolutely
really
rapes,
quick.
does it?
It does. It does. I've got another one that's got only 2 cannons and 4 machine guns, but it can also take 8 bombs. So
Have any of them got rocket launchers on them?
some of them do have rockets. Yeah, you get them in little racks under the wings, and they are very funny because they're unguided. So you just sort of aim them like an RPG and just fire and forget sort of thing. Just shoot it off.
Show me that plane.
But, I've got several of them, mate. Hang on. I'll show you the IL-2. You know, the Russian Sturmovik.
Because if I played that game, that would probably be the plane I use.
Well, there's loads of them that get rockets, mate. It's just not. It's one of the upgrade weapon options.
Yeah, I'd just put as many rockets on it as I could.
Eight is pretty much the most you'll ever get on anything. But they reload quick enough. Like especially if you upgrade your crew for your reload speed. In arcade battles, you get them reloaded every sort of every minute or so. But if you're playing a realistic battle, you have to land to reload stuff. So there's the Sturmovik with the rockets on it. But bear in mind that's got eight rockets, and it's got 400 kilo bombs, and it's got two 23mm cannons and two 7.62 machine guns.
Yeah, that's what you need.
That thing is very heavy and fat when it takes off, though, mate. It's really, really hard. If you have to land to reload it in a realistic battle and then take off again with all that weight on it, it's really difficult to get back up in the air.
Yeah, but if it was realistic, you'd have fired all your rockets, so it'd be weightless, wouldn't it?
No. This is after you've landed and reloaded. So basically, the realistic part is that you come down with no ammo, no bombs, no nothing. You land. They reload it all, and then you take off again with full weight. You're like,
Yeah,
But,
you should get owned.
Yeah, there's
You just kamikaze it, isn't it?
there is a well, you get pretty early on. You can have I'll show you that one of the starter planes. Like, hang on, change that back to that one.
What's that? Russian?
Yeah, that was the Russians. But hang on.
I can tell like what country's made what just by looking at it.
Yeah. Okay, no, not that one. Right. With the Russians are probably the best ones, best starter nation. If someone's just starting to play, I always say go with the Russians because you get fucking their starter little like reserve biplanes. They get 4 machine guns in them, and you can upgrade them like this one. So it's a tiny little like stunt biplane thing. It's got 4 machine guns in there around the engine,
Is
and
that?
it's got 8 rockets. That's the starter plane. That's a fucking reserve like tier 1 thing.
Refer to that as the clock plane. Like.
Yeah, the clock pretty much. But it's that's an I-153 M62 Chaika, which is literally just
Chinese.
well, it's Russian, mate. It's
Same
really
thing.
fucking maneuverable. They can turn really tight and they can roll really fast, but they've got lots of good guns. Or they're not lots of good, but you've got more guns than the other nations get for their shitty little tier 1s. But it's also got those rockets, and I've taken out so many bombers with those rockets. It's unreal. You just come up behind them and thrash 8 rockets in behind them, and they
Look
just
at it,
explode.
though. Looks so shit.
Yeah. But the yaks are always more fun. I mean, I think it might be the next one I unlock. Actually, let's just see. Is that?
I would not want to go into war with that.
It's because you've never flown it, mate. You don't know how good it is. It's actually really good because it can literally outturn almost anything. So it's really perfect for dogfights. You don't want to be getting into a big high-speed chase because it can't do high-speed or chasing, but it can turn. Now, the next one I'm going to is the for Russians at least is the Yak 9K. Now, this is a bit more of a standard sort of World War II fighter-looking thing. There you go. So that's a Yak 9K, and it has a 45mm cannon that goes through the middle of the propeller. So it's really, really easy to aim with it and shit. So it's just fucking fires exactly where you're looking. But there's lots of stuff like that.
It's on
basically.
the propeller.
Yeah, but it goes down the middle of it.
So does that thing spin round?
The gun doesn't. The propeller spins around it. There's a hole through the middle of the propeller and the gear the gears that drive the propeller. The gun sits along the top of the engine and goes through the middle of it.
Clever girl. What's
Yep.
that?
That's Russian again.
Yeah.
The Russians have got so many fighters, man. I mean, they've got 3 whole trees of just fighters that you can go through. I mean, if I look at the Americans have got fighters, interceptors, a whole tree of fighters and a tree of interceptors. Then they get their heavy fighters. Then they get the bombers. Again, with the Germans, they get fighters, interceptors, heavy fighters, dive bombers, and bombers. And the Russians get a load of fighters, a load of fighters, a load of fighters, heavy fighters, bombers. And it's because they've got the Yaks, and then they've got the MiGs, and then they've got the Lags. Americans get 1 of each. They get fighters, interceptors, attackers, and bombers. But the Russians are crazy because, of course, people that made the game are Russian, so they want to have every Russian aircraft they can. And of course, there's 3 major military aircraft manufacturers that were making aircraft at the time, for fighters alone. So you get Yaks, MiGs, and Lags. But the British are again sort of standard. You get Hurricanes and Typhoons and Tempests and then Spitfires.
Hercules.
Nope, not a bomber. Then you get the mosquitoes.
British plane. I thought
You get
Different list.
mosquitoes and vampires and stuff. Then you get, but yeah, they've basically just got fighters, interceptors, heavy fighters, and bombers. And then the Japanese just get fighters, heavy fighters, dive bombers, and bombers. But most of the Japanese stuff at high tier is actually just sort of copied over and slightly adjusted German stuff, because of course the Japanese didn't get stuff at the end of the war because they had no metal left. There's
fuck all of anything left.
Well, the Americans cut them off pretty well, didn't they? So
Cut them off, blew them up.
yeah.
Still managed to get quite a lot from China and
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
it. They had to
sorted them out.
rape China for it all, but they still managed to get what is probably my favourite fighter aircraft in the game, which is the Shinden. Let me just get a picture of that for you. It's pretty cool little thing.
Weird looking thing.
Yep.
An
Little
X-wing.
canard pusher. All the planes need a paint job. Yeah, they're all pretty fucking looking worse for the wear, aren't they? All
Yeah.
chipped up as fuck.
Can you do
But
that
you
in
can't
that
really.
game? Pimp my
You
plane.
you can only do it with the custom paint jobs. Basically, they all look pretty worn out. So, unless you have a custom skin like I have on
Yeah. Bling them all up.
this Mitsubishi Key 61. And I think you'll like this one because it's got a good theme to it. Going to war in a fucking race plane, mate. Fuck yeah!
Is that a Japanese warplane, is it?
Sponsored by G-Shock, mate. Even though it's got no fucking shock absorbers, really, because it's a plane. Got racing shocks on my landing gear. Yeah, that's a warplane. Yeah, that's a.
junk as the last tier one like this. It's just one with
The
the
s-
cannon and the bombs.
The Stuka. Oh wait, you mean the
last
G2?
tier one.
The G2.
I think it's amazing.
That's the one with the 37mm cannons, isn't it? There aren't any that can have cannons and bombs.
Well, that sucks.
Those both machine gun pods or cannon pods.
Oh, right, so you can either you have to have a bombs or cannon.
Yeah, on this one, there's 2 different models that have better cannons than that, but they can't have any bombs.
You can have
And there's
12
others that have-
machine guns.
Yes, 2 pods with 6 in each, and they're 8mm machine guns. They're
That
rich.
looks like vehicles.
Yes, very very well. But the best part about the cannons is it shares the specialized ammo with the main cannons in the aircraft, and it's one of the Germans are the only ones that get high explosive, armor piercing high explosive rounds with their cannons. So you can literally have heat rounds in your plane.
Those bombs must be nasty. 250 kilograms.
Yes, two 250s and one 500 is pretty potent.
You can have one 500 and two 250.
Yep, you can have 1 ton of bombs. The one before this is the one that is the last of the actual, like, the proper dive bomber ones.
So what do the explosions look like?
They're pretty impressive, actually. The flak is really fucking scary too. When the flak fire comes up at you, of course, it pops up and it bursts in a cloud of like frag and black smoke, and it is pretty realistic. You get little fucking winding tendrils of fucking black, like oily smoke all around you, popping in the air. And if there's enough of it, you just can't see through it. It's just a wall of black frag and fucking horrible shit. I don't want to fly through that.
Sounds great.
I don't want to do it at all.
So yeah, how big is this game to download?
It's only like a couple of gigabytes, but there's an optional high-res texture pack that it asks you if you want to download after you've started the game up and done the tutorial.
Fuck yeah.
And then that's another sort of 4 or 5 gig. Hang on, I'll check how big it is. Let's see how big the installation is, because the recent patch was another 2 or 3 gigabytes.
It's free to play, isn't it? I'm gonna come in and take you down.
There's not really much like pay to win. There's not really any pay to win shit. I mean, the only stuff that's cash exclusive is the premium vehicles, and they give a boost to like your research points and experience points you earn, but they're all pretty balanced, you know. They're usually just another version of something you can unlock normally anyway, but it'll be like it's got a bit more armor but the guns are a bit worse, or it's got a better gun but it's got no armor, or something like that, instead of the normal one being balanced a different way.